You know what I like? I like watching the evolution of the groups. Not only do you lean in and talk to each other nicely, but by the time we get to this session, there's so many smiles around the table. You're telling little stories and laughing and sharing with each other. Just the quality of comfort and openness that I see in your conversations is really nice to see. All right, who's tried something this week? Practiced something and was successful and or unsuccessful, and you learned a little bit about it. Who's willing to share?
I'll share.
Excellent.
So, thinking time has not been working too well this week within my home.
Okay, tell me again how old they are.
My son is 4 and my twins are 3.
Perfect.
So we had to go to the children's dermatologist this week, and I got gutsy when my son started going nuts in the room and started ripping up all the paper and everything, and I put a chair in the corner and I said, okay, you need to sit down, it's thinking time. And he got huffy and puffy there for a little bit, but he finally did sit down and self-regulate and calm down in a matter of a few minutes. I've been setting my stopwatch to see how long it's been taking them to self-regulate once they're in the thinking time or in their room with the door shut, because it ends up evolving to that. But when we were in the doctor's office, it wasn't even 4 minutes before he calmed down, he self-regulated, he started not being so irritable. It was a miracle.
So he's 3 years old.
He's 4. My son's 4.
This is the 4-year-old. And he's in that perfect age for kids to learn to self-regulate. And he's learning it. Now imagine, it takes 3 or 4 minutes. I'm really upset. And finally, after 3 or 4 minutes, he has learned to get himself to that calm place. How important is this? How wonderful is it that this kid has a mom that's is it going to take a little bit more practice?
Oh, yes.
You think we're done yet, or is this going to take a little bit longer?
I'm assuming it's going to go till 18.
And are you willing to hang in? And it's not going to go to 18. It's going to happen in the very next few months.
Yes.
That he's going to get to a place where he can go from kind of upset to kind of calm in a very short amount of time. How important is that for this kid in his life? And he has a mom who's doing it. Would you give her a little applause for that, please? When you learn these things that we're talking about, there might be times when you're the only one on the block who is trying to have a regular meal time, get kids home by a certain time, have some basic control over media and digital games and all of that. Is it possible that every once in a while you're going to be the only hard nose in the neighborhood?
Yes.
And if we do it in a strong, loving, respectful way, our own kids will know the difference. But you know what else will happen? Other kids will like to come to your house because that's a place where they feel that sense of safety and security, but also some clear limits on behavior that makes everybody feel a little safer. You just keep right on learning and doing. Thank you. That's a really good one. Thank you very much.
Going on to the thinking chair, with my 2-year-old, I felt like I didn't have any control. My husband and I, were kind of at our ends with it, and so I went home and we did thinking chair too. And the first day was really bad for her, and I don't want to think about it was what she told me, her response to me. But 4 times in now, she knows the drill. You got to sit, do your time, we'll talk about it, and we'll move on. And I haven't put any time on it either, but with each time, she's just been more compliant with actually sitting down and doing it. And to be honest with you, it's made us feel like we have our control back. Because at one point, she was the one calling the shots. This little 30-pound girl, So, I want to thank you for that, because it's been very insightful. Because with my older child, we never had to do thinking chair or timeout. She was always just a compliant little girl. And so with the second one, she had, a completely different personality.
I love that you thank me for that, but I love even more that you are helping this young girl grow up to be a woman who is calm and strong and self-regulated. Do we need more adults like that in the world? And should we be grateful to every single parent who is willing to practice as long as necessary to make that happen? Absolutely. So let's give her a little love too.